talking about security tools. So we're going to be talking about it tools. It cover defense and offensive tools, and we'll have a brief overview of tools, of security tools. I'm sure some we are familiar with, some we are not familiar with, and however, we're still going to um, go towards the end. We'll get to a point where we would have to learn how to use one of the tools, and that is a Wireshark. I believe we've all got that message earlier today. So please, would the agenda is to get through this in 20 minutes. And I think we've actually spent 10 minutes, but we will do this quickly and we'll move on. Yes, so learning objectives, security tools and categories. I just thought it would be good to just go into the simple and easy to use ones, and then gradually we grow into learning how to use learning the complexities of these tools and knowing what stage we need to use them and how we need to apply them. So, and I also included the purpose and where to find them. And also, then we get to the third section, how to use Wireshark. All right. So, cybersecurity tools. So, we are talking about tools that are designed for protecting information and systems. So, I want to imagine that we're already thinking um, about the different ways tools can be used. I mean, we've used some tools to analyze information that we've picked up from phishing emails. All right, so some of the tools we'll be using them to analyze, we use them to monitor, we use them to scan, we use them to test. Yes, they are testing tools as well. So if you have an idea of testing, penetration testing, security testing, yes, some is for that as well. And then some new tools, and those tools are used for testing or evaluating security or conducting authorized attacks to improve security. They are the offensive tools. Like we have the red team and blue team. One is defensive and one is offensive. So, um, within the two category for defensive tools, so we have the Wireshark. So I want to assume that we've heard about this before because it's a very popular tool. So it falls within the network analysis category. So it analyzes network protocol. So when you're troubleshooting the network, you're investigating, uh, you're analyzing the uh, different things going on the network, so that you can pick up probably anomalies or patterns. This tool is a very, very versatile tool, very easy to use tool. Then we have the Snort. Yeah, the Snort is an open source tool, and most of these tools are either used professionally and some are basically used for the purpose of education for people who want to learn. Okay. So, um, Snot is another defensive tool. There are quite a number of them. I've just kept it simple and straightforward so that we would move on to the hands-on bit part of the section tonight. So then we have Clamor V. So that is another open source tool, is an antivirus engine. So this particular one is used for detecting Trojans, viruses, malware, and other malicious threats. at the end of this class, I would expect that we can all go back and try to explore this particular tool and see how it works. Then we have the offensive tool. So tools, yeah. So Metasploit. So this is another popular one. Is falls within the exploitation framework. So we all know what exploitation means, you know. Uh, the this particular tool is mainly used for is mainly used by ethical hackers, cybersecurity professionals, and of course, some of these tools you don't just want to use them because you have access to them, or or you've watched a video, or somebody has shown you how to use them. There are also ethical um, behaviors expected for anyone who makes use of any of these tools. I just thought to put this out there so that we don't just go about using some of these tools to exploit people's to exploit networks. But from my understanding, people can actually go to jail for doing this. So please, let's not go exploiting people's websites with cybersecurity tools that we've learned. So you just need permission unless is some website that you have access to. Maybe it's your own website that you just want to, or in your own lab that you've created. But please do not go and use tools anyhow. All right. Okay, and I'm sure James will share more on that with us tonight. So we have the Nmap as for network scanning. So it's used to discover hosts and services on a computer network um, by sending packets and analyzing responses. So the how to use it, I believe we're also going to touch on Nmap at some point, the how to use it and what to use it for and what to look out for um, will be seen when we lay our hands on it. Then we have the Burp Suite. The Burp Suite scans the web for vulnerability. Okay, any sort of weakness on the web application, the Burp Suite will scan that. So so we have an overview as well, just to let us know uh, and have an idea of the ease of learning these tools, whether they're open source or not, and where to find them. So Wireshark, they got the official um, website. So you can go to the website and download. It depends on what um, operating system you're using. Of course, you pick the one that is relevant. Fail to burn is an intrusion prevention. Um, so I'm not really familiar with this one. Okay, but yeah, you know where to find them. They've got a GitHub repository. Then we have the Z Attack Proxy. This is a web application security um, scanning tool. Uh, for a beginner, it's easy to use. Yes, it's open source. You can find it on their official website. We have the Advanced Intrusion Detection Environment, the AD. So that is for file and directory integrity checker. So this checks whether files and folders, if they've been tampered with, if somebody has gotten unauthorized access to them or not. Okay, so this helps to do that. You can go on their official website, you would find them. Then Kali Linux, I'm sure we all know where to find this. All right, is a penetration testing and ethical hacking uh, tool. So if you're able to set up your lab locally on your system, yeah, you'll be able to get onto that and see how it works. Then on the official website, obviously, you would always find guidelines on how to use them or how to install them. What are the prerequisites, system recommendations, you know, before you install some of these tools. So please always pay attention to that. And we have the Openverse, is a vulnerability scanning tool. So the ease of learning it or how to use it is beginner to intermediate. So it means that you and I, any one of us, can use this tool and without struggling, okay? Because the ease of learning says even if you're a beginner, okay, you can use it, but always follow the ethical requirements when you're using tools, so you don't tamper with what you're not supposed to touch. And then we have the Nessus, is also a vulnerability scanning tool, and you can find this on their website. You just install. Then you have the Virus Total. We've seen that in action recently. IP Void. We've seen that in action recently. So you um you can always access them, especially if you want to analyze um your IP addresses. You want to analyze to detect any sort of threat. All right. And yes, John the Ripper, I thought to bring this in for password cracking. All right. So you want to crack a password? So John the Ripper is your guy. It's an advanced tool. You would need to have a good exposure to it. I mean, like if you're a password cracking fellow, you know what it means. You're trying to gain unauthorized access into some through the use of a tool is really advanced, and yeah, you can always grow from learning the basic to how to use it to crack complex passwords. So the community edition is open source, all right, and we have the Burp Suite. I've talked about the Burp Suite. So for testing web application security, then Nmap, I've talked about Nmap, and we have the URL scanner. Yeah, we've used that recently, an MX toolbox. Okay. How many of us saw this in the WhatsApp, sorry, in the Telegram group chat? Was it Adil Babajide that posted this in there? How many of us saw this in the Telegram group? You need to be following what's going on there. And I think, yeah, Lightning was asking if all of these are open source. And the answer to that is no. James, please correct me if I'm wrong. So some are, some are not. Some have specific instructions on how on instructions and boundaries, community version, and then you have to pay. So that's I mean, like that, quite a number of tools, and you can see how they're categorized here by Dan Nani. So log monitoring, VPN, patch manager, disk file encryption. It's good. It's good that we're having information like this being sent to the group. So it helps our imagination, our creativity, and it helps us also think wider than what we're learning in this class. Because you from one company to the other, tools will be different. You'll be lucky if you find that your current company is using the tool that you used in your previous company, So and sometimes you may get to a place you are probably the one introducing a tool to them. So that's how it works in the industry. And yeah, that is me. Over to James tonight to take the workshop. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. Yeah. James, over to you.
Yeah. Thank you, Pat. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, I hope everyone downloaded the Wireshark. Pat, you're still sharing your screen, I believe. So I will need to share when you're ready. Please, can we drop in the message if we all have the Wireshark, please? Just put it in the chat. Two scenes, thank you. Anyone else? It looks like we have a few people today, Pat. How many people do you have apart from around you there?
Yeah, we're the 11.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
So
12. Yeah, that's
Moses
it.
did.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So yeah, I mean, for like next 10 minutes, I just wanted to speak to us and just make sure that all the information that we are getting, do we have any questions, any concerns that we want to raise? Just for the next 10 minutes before we start the demo on the Wireshark, why we need Wireshark, the purpose of Wireshark and how it's going to be very useful in our career going forward. So can I assume there is only 3 people that install Wireshark: Moses, Said, and Tosin? Is that fair assessment, or what happened to the rest of us? Is it difficult to install, or we don't have time, or what is it?
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, for me, I've not downloaded and installed. I've been busy with the demo thing. That's just what has taken my time.
So
okay, you're trying to record your demo to send.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay, Rita, thank you for that. Rita said, I tried to install, it didn't work. So, Rita, just to try, this is a training that we need to be using the right terminology. So, what do you mean that it doesn't work? That does not give any context, so it doesn't work. What does that mean?
Sorry, yeah, I tried to download it, but
I mean, there's no. Yeah, that's my question. What do you mean there's
it
not
just
working?
says failed to download on the virus detector or something. I mean, I went on the Google. I just typed in download Wireshark. So just open the first.
Yeah, Wireshark is an open source. Shouldn't be hard. You just choose your operating system, use Windows, Linux, or Mac, and you just download it. It's not rocket science, so it should be straightforward.
Okay, I'm trying it again as some.
Okay, yeah, but try and put context. As a tech person, when you're talking, just don't say it doesn't work. So what do you mean that people like? What do you mean that it doesn't work?
So what do I say then?
Yeah, you say what you've done. So don't just say it doesn't work.
Go through it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's good to say the right terminology, right? So because when you are, imagine you are working as a SOC analyst or just whatever, and you are doing something, and you're always working with the group of people, and you say, oh, I've done. I mean, you expect you to say what you've done, but you just say, oh, I'm not able to investigate the log, or it doesn't work. It's like, okay, what have you done? So it's always good to give context. So, okay, yeah, I did analyze this, I did analyze that, I did that. So it shows that you've done something, not that it doesn't work. So yeah, just this is a place where we need to start to learn that right terminology, right approach, and everything. So imagine we're in an office. So just take it like that. Does that make sense, Rita?
Yes, it does. Yes.
Good.
Thank you, James.
No worries. So Thank you for that. So Babatunde is having network is bad, yeah? Okay. Okay. So apart from Rita and Babatunde, looks like we're all good, right? Ibele, oh sorry, Ibele is the one helping us. So Ade, you good, right?
No, I'm not actually. I'm just saying the message to download Wireshark, so I'm just
Oh,
going to
okay.
it. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So I think Esther is fine, isn't it? Or am I assuming? No. File could not be saved. So I don't understand what that means. You're not saving any file. You're just downloading the installer and running it. That's it. You're not saving anything, or yeah. Maybe you need to take a screenshot and put it in the chat, because I don't. Yeah, I don't need to save anything. You just need to. So when you go to Wireshark website, so you can take. So there are different operating systems: Windows, Linux, Mac OS, and whatnot. So you just choose your operating system. So I assume a lot of us are using Windows. That would be my assumption. So you just select your Windows. If Windows 10, Windows 11, then your operating system will be 64 or 32, or mostly it will be 64 anyways. So then just install it. Just follow the click. It's very straightforward to install. Oh, sorry. Who's typing message? Okay, yeah, I think it's part helping us. Yeah, so it shouldn't be very hard at all. Yeah, so it should be very straightforward. But yeah, please, let's try and install this Wireshark. But if we run up to any issues, put the stuff in the chat, because I don't want us to go through installing it here. Now it's going to take our time, but it's very straightforward. But any issue, just put it in the chat so that people can see what issues you're having, then we can all advise. We need to start to take to see that we're in a work environment, and they'll give us tasks, they'll give us responsibilities. So you have to, even though, so just some fun fact, even though you can't do it like everything, you must show that you've done something. That's very important in a work environment, showing that you've done something rather than not doing anything. That usually doesn't come across very well in the team. It looks as if one is not serious or whatnot. So it's always good to at least do something, show that you've done something. Then the rest of your team members can then help. But again, that one should not be a standard that every time you always ask for help. Again, that's not showing well as well. So there's a balance that needs to be struck, but mostly true. I mean, no one knows everything finished, but at least we should not make it look as if every time we are asking for help, it just make you look as if, oh, this person is not even trying, always asking for help or whatever. So it's a bit of balance that needs to be struck. So yeah. Even though they will tell you in your office, don't worry, if you have any issues, let us know. They don't really mean it like that. So there's a politics part that we also need to know. So they will tell you, if you have any issues, I don't trust anybody in your office. They will tell you, tell us. If you have any problem, tell us. They don't really mean like that. If you ask them too many questions, they complain again. So we know. All right. So apart from Wireshark, before I carry on, just in the next 5 minutes, does anybody want to say anything about any topics that is not clear, or just maybe 1 or 2 questions before we dive into Wireshark? So off the back of this training, of this Wireshark, so I would send some packet to Pat. Then we'll get it across to us as well. So that will come up with so many questions. So it is a packet that is malicious. So it was a packet that happened when we had a major incident. Sometimes I kept it, so we can use Wireshark to analyze it. But I want us to do the basics first. After which, I will send us that packet. We'll then analyze it ourselves. We'll try to figure out what are the incidents in this packet. So it was a major ransomware attack. So we captured the packet from a live server, then we analyzed it. But I kept it after I kept it just so I can use it with people. But that will be later. But we should just prepare for that. So after this, we should try and learn more about packets, analysis with Wireshark. Then that packet will then come. Then we'll analyze with some set of questions, which will help us to think as an incident responder. So, any question from anyone? 1 or 2, 3 minutes more before I jump right into it. Feel free to unmute yourself. If anybody wants to say anything. I'll give it to 21:40. So that's like, so if there's nothing, then I'll just wait for like 4 minutes more. So if anybody wants to say anything, any questions that you want to ask, anything, yeah. I just thought I should ask that. If anybody wants to say anything or ask anything, I'll give it 3 minutes more. Then we jump right into Packet Trader to Wireshark. Let me share my screen right waiting. But can you allow me to share screen? I think I'm not allowed to share screen. If you can select me so I'm able to share my screen, please.
Done.
Cool, thank you. Tono, can you guys see my Wireshark or what? Because I'm using double screen, so I don't know what you guys can see. Let me know if you
Yeah,
can see
we can see your Wireshark.
Oh, brilliant, cool. Because I'm using 2 screens, so I don't know. Sometimes you're sharing. Okay, I'm gonna. I still have like 2 minutes more for anybody that wants to say anything. So usually your Wireshark is an app that is installed, so it's going to be somewhere here. So I go to my search box, I'll just do Wireshark. So always try to run as an admin. So right click on it and run as an administrator. Obviously, because it's my personal laptop, I can do the admin stuff. So it's always good so that we can have more efficiency. So this is how Wireshark looks. This is how it looks. Very interesting tool for network capturing. It's very important in incident response. And a very good example is when we have major incident. I remember Pat was talking about log analysis and collection of whatnot. There's always logs. There's always logs. When you sign on to your laptop, when you go to your office, you have your pass and you sign in. There's always a server somewhere that stores all of that information, and they are called logs. So logs are a combination of different information to give us context to what is happening in a system. So logs are very important because they basically allows us to come back in retrospect to look at events that has happened. A very good example is, I remember when I was working with an American company back in 2016, they have a presence in the UK, and they have in America as well. So we used to do 24/7. So I work from 7 a.m. UK time. Sorry, 6 a.m. UK time to 6 p.m. So that's 12-hour shift. Then my American colleagues will start from 6 p.m. my time, which is I think it's about 9 a.m. their time, I don't know, until when I pick it up back the next day, 6 a.m. So when we get to the office, we always clock in or whatever, but I didn't realize that there's a server that stores all of that information. So there was a particular day I was not in the office, or there was an incident, and the police came and they were like, okay, can we get the database of where all the logs are stored? and they were, they have like a timestamp. So okay, from Monday to Friday, then they were looking at everyone that came into the office and the time and everything. So that's why logs collection and databases and whatnot are very important for security, for audit purposes, for for security reasons, for court and whatever. So this is how it looks like. So we have what we call capture. So these are all the we have files, edit, go to, statistics, wireless, so tools and help. So if you want to read anything about Wireshark, so it's a network analyzer, you can come here. They have like a manual page that can go more granular. You can do it with you can use Wireshark to do so many things. So this is a very good page that we can come and read a lot about Wireshark, filter, edit cap, whatever we need Wireshark for. We can read more about it. So there's what we call network analyzer. There's what we call LAN, wireless, and whatnot. And Pat did a very good justice to it when she talked about introduction to networking. So we'll begin to see where networking is linked to security. Why they go hand in hand. Like you cannot do security without networking, and you cannot do networking without security. So they go hand in hand. So these are all my traffic that I can capture. So these are all my network rather that I can capture traffic on them. So for example, I have a wireless because I have a lot of VMs running on my laptop as well. So they are categorized as network as well. But the one that have major traffic is my Wi-Fi, which is my router, which I use in the house. So basically what I need to do, so if anyone is following me, I just want to know so that I can know how I'm going to do this. So can you put it in the chat if you are following me, or you're going to be watching this later, but if you are following me in this section, I'd like to know, can we have people put in the chat to say yes, we're following, just so I can okay, Moses is following, thank you. Said is following, thank you. So yeah, Ebele, thank you. So I'm doing this just so I know about me, thank you, so that I will not be too fast and I will not be too slow. Thank you, everyone. All right, good. So if I say any technical terminologies that we don't understand, please feel free to ask, please. That's why we are here together. So yeah, we have all these networks or all these traffics in my Wireshark that I can actually check. So I want to know all the traffics. So imagine in an event, imagine in a situation where we had a major security incident, we will capture the data or the packet, as we call it. Then we will analyze the packets for anything that happened. So we can say, okay, let's say the event happened on last Friday. We can say we want to go back at like 5 days backwards. So we can say from Friday to Monday. So we'll capture all the logs for that day. Then we'll start to analyze them in this. So usually, if you are going to analyze a log that you've already captured, you can go into File and we can import the packets. Well, because in this case, which we are still going to do, but in this case, we are just going to be analyzing the traffic on our own system. So you can see all the things you've done on your system. You can see, and what this is. Imagine you are working on an incident, and they say, oh, this particular machine it's got virus, and so you've isolated that particular machine, and you want to do an incident response. This is what you're going to be doing, because you're going to be capturing the logs on that system and be analyzing it for. So you want to see any traffic that is going from that machine to the outside world using DNS, domain naming system, which uses port 53 to exfiltrate data to the outside world. It's really interesting because this goes a lot with incident response. So we can see that this is the highest traffic that I've got, Wi-Fi. So I'll just double click on it double click on it, and we'll start to see traffic flowing. Can we see? We can see traffic flowing. This is traffic flowing. This is traffic flowing. We can see UDP. We can see all kind of traffic flowing. So I'll pause it. I'll press the red one, stop, then it will stop. So then I can start to go granular and start to analyze this traffic. So let's pick. Yeah, good question. I remember when Pat was doing introduction networking, she did mention TCP, UDP, OSI model, and whatnot. Does anyone in a very just one sentence, just drop it in the chat, please? Don't use Google. I know I can't see you, but do we know what UDP is? Just put it in chat. Anyone, just be sincere to yourself. Don't look at Google. If you don't know it, that's fine. Lightning, yeah. Can you put it in chat? What is UDP, and what sort of protocol is UDP? Just, you don't need to type anything long. Just one word. UDP. Transport, yes, correct. Thank you for that. You're right. So anyone, just quick one. Please don't look at Google. Just you understand, and if you don't know it, that's fine. It's okay, and I would explain it now because it's very important. All right. So UDP is user data, program. So basically, what UDP does, it's that when we send a UDP traffic, we don't have any acknowledgement, unlike TCP. So UDP is acknowledgement. There's no acknowledgement in UDP. So it's connectionless, meaning that it doesn't connect with the server. So a very good example is for us that watch YouTube or Streamline or whatever, the protocol that any video streaming uses is UDP because it doesn't require you to confirm. For example, if you are watching YouTube football on your phone or whatever, you have like bunch of sites that you can try. If one is not working, you try another one, That's how UDP work, because it doesn't acknowledge any request that you sent. You just like try and error. That's UDP. It's trying, oh, this doesn't work, you move to another one. Whereas a TCP, transmission control protocol, Lightning, just to confirm, yes, TCP is also transport, like you said. But the difference is, like in TCP, we acknowledge a request. A very good example is if I call Pat, I ring her, hello Pat. So if she picks my phone and she drops it, like she picks it, and I'm just saying hello, and she's not saying anything, what has happened there is a UDP. Because even though she picks it, but she never say anything, I was just like, oh, she picks it, but she's not saying, I'm saying hello, but no one is responding to me. That's a UDP communication, because there is no acknowledgement from her. But if I call her and she picks a call, then we started talking, that's a TCP, transmission control protocol, because that is an acknowledgement. So in interview many times they would ask you what is different between UDP and TCP. So a UDP does not acknowledge any connection. It does not acknowledge it. You call many times, you just be calling, accepting that call, but that's not an acknowledgement. An acknowledgement means that someone is responding back to you. So that's what TCP does. So we're going to be looking at, so I've stopped it and we're going to analyze bunch of traffics. This applied a display filter. So if you just click on the filter, let's say we want to check our TCP traffic. So we can just say enter. So we can see there's a source IP. We can say this is a timestamp. So we have timelines. This is time the event happened. There's a source. This is where it's coming from. That's the source IP address. This is where my traffic is initiating from. It's going to this destination. It's using a source IP. So source destination source of 5070 and destination of 443. So 443 is HTTPS, meaning that this connection is secure and is using a protocol of TCP. So what we can do, if we click on just this event, you can come down here and go a bit granular. So let's see. Let me make this one bigger. So let's see what we can get from here. So if I drop this frame, if I click on it and drop it down, we can see the time that this event happened, because timestamp in an incident is very important. So we can see that this event happened on the 24th at 9:45 GMT, so Greenwich Meridian time, Standard Time. We can see that the number of bytes, we can see a lot of information, but what is most important is that we're looking at the time that it happened. And what else do we want to look at? We want to look at the Ethernet, so to see the IP address that was used. So there's a source. Now this is IPv6. We don't need that. Let's go to Internet Protocol. So we'll begin to see what they've used. So they're using TCP protocol. We can see source IP address, which is interesting. We can see destination IP address. We can see that the source port is 5070. It does not make anything, but the destination port is using 443. The length of the traffic, the time it takes, is 1392. So this is basically a TCP connection. But if you want to go more granular, we can then select it's my TCP. So I'll select my protocol. I'll right click on it. I'll do follow TCP stream. So that will give us I mean, this is not an incident, right? But this is just to learn the basics before we go to analyzing a major incident. So this TCP stream should contain any indication of compromise, if any. Obviously, it's not any because this is my own laptop. But this is the same way we're going to do it in event of an incident, which I am going to be sending a malicious packet that we're going to analyze with some questions. So anything interesting here? There's a PID. Let's read. There's no, because indication of compromise always hiding. So there's nothing in this particular case that is interesting. So that is good. Let's go back. I want to check all the traffic that are going from my network, not from a laptop alone, from my network to the external world. I want to see if my laptop has been compromised and if I'm able to see any strange traffic that I'm not aware of. So on this my filter, I'll do DNS. So I want to check all my DNS traffic, which works on port 53. This is how data can be moved within my network. So my source IP and my destination is the same, because on my router, yours might be different. This is my router and this is also my DNS. So that's why it looks the same. But what should not be the same is the traffic that are going. So we can see on this day, today at 21:45, my IP address, my laptop, which is this, it's communicating through my router at port 53, and it's so I've gone to Google it. So what this one is doing for us is that we are looking at if there's any suspicious things that I don't know. Imagine this: if I'm investigating a laptop that is compromised and I'm running a DNS on the Wireshark, then I will see potentially all the traffic that has gone out of that particular machine. So in this case now, I've gone to this website. I cannot deny that I've not gone there. I've gone to Google it. I've gone to Signally, PA client, whatever. So these are everywhere that I've gone to. I've gone to all these addresses. So in the in the event of an incident, so what we are supposed to do is to actually check to say, okay, this traffic that is going from here to here, let me see. So if I do a UDP stream, yeah, you can see. So we can see this is the website that I went to. It's not suspicious because it's just my laptop, but I hope you get the gist that we can analyze a lot more events. So let me go back to its TCP. Okay, and see. So we have this source and this destination. We can see if I do a TCP file TCP stream. So that's domain, that IP, that's that destination IP, which is this. I don't think I know it. That does not mean that it's malicious, but I just cannot remember it. So I need to check who is having that address. Can someone check for me within, so this IP address, so just three things: who owns this address and which country is it based? Can someone check quickly from one of our open source to from one of our OSINT to, and just put the answer in the chat, please? Someone very quick, should be like 2-3 minutes checks, or maybe less than that. Anyone can check this destination IP address 159.124.3.37 and let me know which country it belongs to, and if there is any interesting information about this particular IP address from any of the open source tools that we've covered, maybe IP Void or VirusTotal or any of these open source. Anyone in the chat?
Well, I think it's United States. Yeah, California, San Jose.
So what's the who owns the address? I mean, who owns that IP address?
Okay, it says video communications. I don't say ISP Zoom view organization not available.
Okay.
The another one says Netherlands. Another organization, Zoom video communications. Yeah, it just keeps coming Zoom video communications.
So yeah, so basically because we are using Zoom, so you can see. So that means Zoom owns this IP address. So even myself, I don't know. So good. Thank you for letting me know it's Zoom that owns it. I didn't know that Zoom owns it. But yeah, so this is what we can do. We can check our system for anything, any suspicious activity that's going on. And okay, I don't know this particular IP address. We can also do our TLS as well, and let's see if there's any traffic to TLS. So we have this interesting traffic. Okay, can you, well, I don't know this address. Can you also check 3.225.25.245? I don't know who owns this address. I've not seen it before. Can you help me to check from our OSINT tools, please?
Okay.
It's 3.225.25.245. Just don't know who owns that address. Again, it might not be suspicious. It might be okay.
Amazon.
Amazon. Okay, I've not done anything with Amazon, so that's interesting. I'll do a deeper
Country is,
analysis.
USA.
Yeah, I know, but I've not done anything with Amazon today. So you can see it says 21:45. Oh, maybe my wife is buying
Yeah.
something on Amazon.
I was going to say
Definitely.
maybe your wife.
Yeah, that's what is happening. You can see. So for those that are for those of us that are married, you can see what's happening in your house. If your kids are doing anything, just come to Wireshark and check. They will not know, and you just block it on your firewall. This is what I do for my wife. So you can see. So now I know definitely she's buying something at Amazon because I've not been to Amazon today. So that this is another way to, I don't want to say spy on people within your house, but do it with wisdom though. This address too, I don't know. Can you also help me to check this one? I don't know this. 162.159.136 or 234. Who owns this one? Can someone check for me, please?
Yeah. Cloudflare. You.
Cloudflare?
Yeah, Cloudflare. Cloud.
Yeah, I know them. Yeah, I know them, but I've not done anything with them today. So it's why I need to let me follow the stream and see. Let me try the stream and see what's going on there.
Okay, just you said 136.
It's
136.
No.
136 to 34.
Yeah, 130. Yeah, that's
It's
the one.
Cloudflare.
Cloudflare. Okay, I haven't done anything with them today. That's fine. I will do my deep analysis and see what's going on there.
And also for your
So
information, it's been flagged up by 2 vendors.
thank you for that. Like I said, I've not done anything, so you might be suspicious. I need to do. So I'll do further things. So we can do. Let's come to our 2 year. So I want to see what's going on. So so let's come to our command prompt and run as an admin as well. So if you're following, you can do the same thing. Come to your search box, type command prompt and run as an admin. So we want to do a bit of further analysis and just run. So I want to compare Wireshark and another tool called NetStat. So we just type this search NetStats and just hit enter. So that will also show me all my TCP connections. So if I see anything that is suspicious or that doesn't look right, I can see from here. So this local addresses, they are my laptop. So this is my laptop, 192.168.1.1 is my laptop. But I'm seeing some weird established. You can see is established. It means that means there's a connection between my laptop and this server that I don't know. So there's this one. There's some weird stuff going on in my laptop that I need to research about. So I don't know this address. It's an HTTPS. So this is another very good tool that we can use alongside Wireshark. So if you are working on an incident, laptop, machine, wherever, you can run this command in it and be able to see every established connection. So established connection means that there's a three-way handshake already. It means that there's a connection between the machine you are investigating and the outside world. So you can see it says foreign addresses. So this local address, that's your own IP address, that's your own machine. This foreign address is the address that my laptop is communicating to. And this is telling us the state of things. Like you can see, they are all established. So there's a lot that I don't know. This desktop client, I don't think I know it. I'll do a deep analysis on it. If I find anything that is not, that I don't know anything about, I can, if it's an application, I'll just remove it because there's a lot going on in this internet world now. So this thing, I don't know it. I'll do further investigations. So this is my own machine. This is my own laptop. It might be different from what you guys are saying. Yeah, for Mac, yeah, it's the same. Yeah, it's the same for Mac side. Yeah, it's the same. As long as you have the Wireshark downloaded, it's the same. It looks the same on every platform, and we just follow the same process. So,
Question.
yes, please. Who is that?
Lightning. Please, what makes it suspicious?
So, because I don't know it. Do you understand? Because I do not know it. So, because every connection, I said it's suspicious does not mean that it's an attack, and which this is why I'm going to be investigating this to do a further analysis, because I'm looking at, I've used Wireshark to look at all the connections that are going out of my laptop. Then I'm just doing a further analysis with NetStart to say, okay, the NetStart is giving me some more things that I don't know. It does not mean that it's malicious, but I say suspicious because I will then investigate. That's why I choose my terminology, very carefully. Suspicious does not mean malicious. It just means that I need to investigate further. It can turn out to be something that I know about, but from what I'm looking at is I can't remember going to these sites, on top of my head, but I need to do a deeper analysis of it. So I don't know this one. So, but you can see I have a lot of established connection already. So this was established and got closed as well. So I need to know why. So basically, this is just, but why I'm not too worried is because you can see, do you see why I'm getting worried? It's saying my loopback address, this is my local machine, is communicating to a desktop, a desktop. So, and this desktop is not me again. And if you look at the ports, you can see that this port is changing every time. So we need to have like an analytic mind in security. You need to be able to like, attention to details is very important, because immediately I could see that the ports are changing. It's 29, 28, 55, 54, 59, whatever. So that's like, okay, why is the port changing? Because it's the same address here, but the source ports and the destination ports are changing. It's just kind of changing it like that. So again, it's suspicious, it's not malicious. So there's a difference. So I'm going to be investigating this tonight and understand. And I'll tell you guys whenever we speak, what happened. But I don't think my laptop is having any problem. So another way you can know is go to memory. So we right click on this and let me go and check my task manager. So if I have any performance issue, yes, okay, my CPU, my memory is 58. So for example, let's say my memory is like 100%, then there's a problem. So it might be like, a malware or a ransomware. But in this case, it's 53, it's fine. 58 is fine. Then you can also look at all the applications that are running and see if there's anyone that you don't know. This is how to do incident response and analyze things that happen on a server that is compromised. All of these things is what we call incident response, because this incident response can take 7 days, because you have to gather all of your evidences together. So I'm looking at my processor, so I could see all the applications that are literally running on my laptop now. So I could see some. Yeah, so this is very good. If there's an application that is running that you are not aware, you will know from here. So Slack, I don't know that Slack is running on my laptop. That's fine. McAfee. So yeah, there are things that are running that I don't know. So, but now that I know, let me look at my performance. Performance is not bad. So my CPU memory is okay. It's not too bad. So yeah. So then another important stuff is users. So you can say it's only James. That's fine. Imagine if you have other users. So maybe your machine or that particular device that you are investigating is actually compromised. So what we are doing and we are getting to incidents, but I don't want to rush us too much. I just want to be, making sure that we get the concept and building that experience. But what we've done tonight, we've touched, Wireshark, come to Nextstart, and also show us how to start thinking as an incident responder. We can see that this user is very important. In this case, I am okay. This is another place that we need to come and check. Imagine if I find another 2 or 3 users, then definitely my machine is compromised. 100%, no question asked. But now you can see it's just me. You can see my name, James. So
Oh,
your
James,
name
I
is
can
going to
see
be
Peter
there.
underneath.
Sorry?
I said I can see Peter somewhere underneath there.
No, Peter. Peter. Okay, for where? No, it's not Peter. It's just James. Yeah, but if for you, if you have Peter, then maybe your machine might have been compromised.
It's
So,
on your screen. I'm seeing Peter on your screen.
is it this one?
Yeah.
No, Peter. Okay. So,
Oh,
all right. I think I've gone 11 minutes over. Honestly,
Yeah.
I can. It's going to be interesting, but I just want us to get the concept, as we progress. So I'm going to keep my mouth shut here. And any questions from anyone?
My own is that your Wireshark is a little bit different.
I hope oh, okay. Thanks everyone. I hope we've all gotten value from tonight's training. So if anyone wants to, maybe sometime during the week before Thursday, let me know. I always keep Mondays and Tuesdays kind of open. If anyone wants us to jump into a call to go over this or to understand this more in where you're actually doing it, and based on what James has taught tonight, because if you don't go back to it, the truth is you're going to forget how to use it, okay? So please ping me, let me know, all right? And yeah, we can go on from there. And any additional contribution that can help, please let's put information in our Telegram group. It will help a lot. And don't forget, make sure you're showing up for the classes and ask questions. Ask all the questions here. It will help. It will help with the interviews. Thank you, everyone, and have a good night.